Hi and welcome. My name is Kevin. I'm the founder of Behavior Shift, a fee only registered investment advisor based in California. Our financial planning firm is focused on helping individuals and families navigate their financial lives through biblical comprehensive planning. At Behavior Shift, our foundation is built around biblical principles, comprehensive financial planning, and community accountability. Stewardship requires us to manage these gifts wisely, recognizing that they are not ours to hoard, but tools for building God's kingdom and serving others. True financial planning goes beyond numbers. It requires addressing the behaviors and attitudes that drive financial decisions. Accountability fosters discipline and resilience. A supportive community provides encouragement, wisdom, and counsel. Today, we will walk through the foundation of the framework I've created. This framework is designed to help you manage the resources you've been given with biblical principles. Today, we're talking about wisely preparing. Let's go over some verses that guides us in understanding this concept. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 3. The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Proverbs 6 verses 6 to 8. Go to the ant, O sluggard, observe her ways and be wise. She prepares her food in the summer and gathers her provision in the harvest. Luke chapter 14 verses 28 to 30. For which one of you, when he wants to build a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost? Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20. There is precious treasure and oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man swallows it up. Proverbs 21 verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. Before we talk about investing, building wealth, or leaving a legacy, we need to talk about something much more foundational: resilience. Because it doesn't matter how good your investment strategy is, if a single emergency can wipe out years of progress. It doesn't matter how much money you make if every unexpected expense sends you into panic mode. And it doesn't matter how carefully you plan for retirement if you're one crisis away from financial disaster. The reality is that life is unpredictable. Tell me when the next unexpected thing will happen. Tell me when the next emergency will happen. Tell me how long you live. Cars break down, jobs are lost, people get sick, homes need repairs, markets decline, and sometimes multiple things, those things that I just listed, they happen all at once. The question isn't whether hardship will come. The question is whether we'll be prepared when it does. The Bible consistently presents preparation as wisdom. Proverbs 22:3 says, the prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Notice that what the proverb doesn't say. It doesn't say that the prudent person is fearful. It doesn't say that the prudent person is anxious. It says that a prudent person recognizes reality and acts accordingly. Preparation is not fear. Preparation is wisdom. In Proverbs 6, Solomon points us to the ant. The ant gathers during times of abundance and prepares for the future needs. Why? Because wisdom understands that today's blessings may need to support tomorrow's challenges. That's exactly what financial preparation is. It's not about trying to control the future, not trying to control everything in our lives. It's about faithfully managing what God has entrusted to us today. One of the biggest misconceptions Christians sometimes have is that planning ahead somehow demonstrates a lack of faith. But scripture never presents preparation and trust as opposites. In fact, they work together. Noah built an ark before the flood. Joseph stored grain before the famine. Nehemiah prepared defenses while rebuilding Jerusalem. Preparation isn't the absence of faith. Preparation is often the expression of faith. Faith trusts God. Wisdom prepares. We need both. We can't let go of one of those two truths. We need both. One of the primary ways we prepare financially is through risk management. Think about insurance for a moment. Health insurance, life, disability, auto insurance, homeowners or renters insurance. Some people view these insurance as a necessary evil, something that we have to pay. Others see it as a lack of trust in God. But I would argue that insurance is one way we love and protect the people God has entrusted to us. Imagine a young family with children. If the primary breadwinner dies unexpectedly, life insurance may be the very thing that protects the family from financial devastation. If an injury prevents someone from working for years, disability insurance may preserve the household's ability to pay bills and provide necessities. Insurance doesn't eliminate hardship, it reduces the financial consequences of hardships. It's not putting our trust in a policy, it's exercising wisdom while trusting God's sovereignty. Another key component of preparation is the emergency fund. Most financial emergencies aren't actually emergencies. They are predictable events that arrive on unpredictable schedule. Your car will need repairs. Your water heater will eventually fail. You'll probably have unexpected medical expenses. The question isn't if, it's when. An emergency fund creates margin. It gives you breathing room. It prevents a flat tire from becoming a credit card balance. It prevents a medical bill from becoming long term debt. For many people, the first goal is simply saving $1,000, then eventually building 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Not because we're afraid, but because wisdom says preparation today creates stability tomorrow. Now, let's talk about something deeper. But because money problems are often not money problems, they are heart problems. Paul Tripp, famous writer in the Christian world, writes that debt is not fundamentally an overspending problem. It's often about a contentment problem. Think about that. Many financial crises don't begin with emergencies, they begin with impatience, with wanting now what we cannot yet afford, with believing that happiness is one purchase away, with refusing to wait. Financial preparation requires contentment. Contentment allows us to save rather than spend, to prepare rather than presume, to delay gratification rather than chase every desire. Contentment is what enables wisdom to flourish. Preparation also means learning to count the cost. Jesus said in Luke chapter 14 that before building a tower, a wise person sits down and calculates the cost. That's not just a construction principle, that's a life principle. Before buying a home, count the cost. Before purchasing a car, count the cost. Before taking on debt, count the cost. Before making any major financial commitment, count the cost. Wise stewards ask, can I afford this? What happens if my income changes? What are the long term consequences? What sacrifices will this require? Preparation means looking beyond today's excitement and evaluating tomorrow's reality. But perhaps the most important concept in this lesson is margin. Margin is the space between you what you earn and what you spend. Margin is the space between what you earn and what you spend. The space between your obligations and your capacity. This little thing, the margin. Margin is the space between crisis and catastrophe. Margin provides emotional protection. Margin provides relational protection. And margin provides spiritual protection. Without margin, fear grows. Every unexpected expense becomes stressful. Every market decline feels catastrophic. Every financial setback feels overwhelming. But with margin, we gain freedom freedom to respond wisely, freedom to give generously, freedom to trust God rather than panic. John Piper teaches that fear about money reveals deeper issues of worship and trust. When we're constantly anxious about finances, we're often looking to money for security instead of looking to God. Margin helps that cycle. It reminds us that our hope is not ultimately in our savings account. Our hope is in the God who provides. He is faithful, He is gracious, He is merciful. He is our God, and His name is Jesus. So as we conclude, here's the big idea I want you to remember. Preparation is not fear. Preparation is stewardship. Wise stewards don't ignore risk. They manage it. They mitigate it. They transfer it if they can't assume it. Wise stewards don't assume tomorrow will take care of itself. They prepare for it. Wise stewards don't build their lives on presumption. They build their lives on wisdom. Before we build wealth, we build resilience. Before we pursue abundance, we establish stability. Before we focus on growth, we create protection. Because a resilient financial life gives us something far more valuable than money. It gives us margin, gives us flexibility, gives us the ability to serve and give and worship God faithfully, regardless of circumstances. And that is what it means to wisely prepare.